Well, many people have electricity again after last night's storms. At one point today, nearly 1,600 people did not have any power.
Amazing storm last night, Shanna, especially in parts of the city. Lots of people still dealing with those down power lines and trees. A lot of cleanup left to go. KXAN's Lindsey Bramson talked with some residents who were without power for several hours.
Many neighborhoods in the area have some significant damage. Just take a look down here. You can see where this tree fell on this resident's fence. And then if you come over this way with me, across the street, where another tree, a much bigger tree, fell on this resident's house, blocking his garage.
But it took the corner of my house off up there, and that has to be replaced, and knocked a chunk off of my upstairs deck.
Joe Jones says the storm started off with some rain, but quickly escalated. His Central Austin house now covered in debris.
And as a matter of fact, my car was right here. We were really worried. It was completely covered up with stuff, but when I backed it out, it just left a little hole, like a little tree garage.
Across the street, a downed power line from wind gusts estimated at more than 50 miles per hour knocked out power for many in the neighborhood.
The winds were going crazy, trees were bending sideways, limbs were falling everywhere, and that's what I was just talking to my neighbor about.
A spokesperson with 311 says they were slammed with phone calls. Everything from trees down to people without electricity. But with extra staff on hand, they were prepared.
A typical Monday night from 7 to midnight, we expect about 400 calls, and yesterday we got a little bit over 2,000 calls.
Joe made one of those calls himself, the first step in what he expects to be a long cleanup. Lindsey Bramson, KXAN News.
Looking a little more in depth tonight, what did last night's rain do for the drought? Very, very little. I mean, every drop of rain helps. It gets the ground kind of primed for future rain events, but this wasn't very much, especially out in the hill country. The drought status is not going to change at all out there where extreme drought covers most counties. And it's not likely to change in the metro area either. We only had, well, it's less than a half an inch here in the city and less than a half an inch out at the airport. There were a couple of 1-inch totals down in south and southeast and southwest Austin and also in northern Hays County, but most everyone else had considerably less. In fact, not enough to move the lakes. They both dropped today, both Buchanan and Travis.